Okay, great. Could you tell us what you thought of tonight's show?
Yes, I thought the performance was very well acted, and I think it was very impactful, extremely emotional and very realistic. And I think what came across clearly in the performance and in the writing is that it's very much based on real experience and real lived experience, and that came across. There are a number of different scenarios, and it showed that domestic abuse isn't one type of abuse. It affects men, it affects women. It involves violence, but not just violence, it involves controlling behaviour. And it illustrated just how hard it is for a person who is suffering abuse to be able to get out of an abusive relationship, which is extremely difficult. And I actually think that's very impactful for people who work with victims and work with offenders to actually understand that. And I think that comes across in the performance, because actually if you understand what victims go through, I think people who work with them can offer a better service and actually understand why they can't just walk away from an abusive relationship, because actually the connections, the things that hold people in that relationship are actually quite complicated, and they're not something that can just change overnight, or after, even when something terrible like an assault's occurred. Actually, things that hold you together, whether that's fear of being alone, loss of contact with friends, but the difficulties involved. And I think understanding that assists the people who are supporting those people, because they need to understand, well, actually there isn't an easy way out, and it's actually a long-term relationship to build with that individual, to actually take them away from that and hopefully support them away from that. And ultimately maybe it's for the individual themselves as well to learn that as well in time, but they need a lot of support and assistance. But I think overall the main thing was the emotion, and I think very shocking, very disturbing, but very realistic, and I think that's what made it a very good performance.
Yes, that's a good